Buongiorno and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So anyways, today I'm super excited. I picked up the Linda Hallberg Spectral palette. And I have been pretty good on not getting a ton of new palettes lately, but this one just called my name. And it was just like, it reminded me of spring and summer, and yes, I will get more into why I bought it in a minute. But I have not played with it at all yet, so I'm super excited to just dig into this. But if you guys are interested, then let's go ahead and jump into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. Hit that like button if you like these types of reviews. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Helps me keep spending my money. And let's go ahead and get in. Okay, so before we put this on the eyes, I did just want to look how pretty this packaging is. I wouldn't say it feels super expensive or anything. It kind of feels like a book, to be honest. So this is not the cheapest palette, I will say that. This is actually my first time trying Linda Hallberg's palettes. I know that this is not the right pronunciation. We're saying it like Americans, but it's okay. I get called Stephanie every day. Okay, so, or Stefani, and I'm like, what? No. But anyways, not the point. Look at how stunning though these colors are. Like this just, I don't know, like it doesn't look like the most cohesive palette, but I more wanted it for like single eye color, like all over the lid, under lower lash line, just one color at a time type palette. I'll use more than one color today because we need to try out more than one. But I was super worried at first because the box it came in was a little dinged up, and the FedEx guy was like, I hope this wasn't breakable.
Excuse me?
It's $59. I'd pay $10 for shipping on this thing. You know, like, I was so worried it was going to be broken, but it's actually fine. The only thing dim, this peach shade, is like loose in the pan. Like it kind of feels like it might pop out, so I'm a little scared, but at least nothing's broken. So that's good. Or else day would have been ruined. It would have been the end of the world in my head. It does have a nice mirror on the other side of it. But yeah, I just love the artistic design. Now let's put it on the eyes. Okay, so I already did prime my eyes with some Tot Shape Tape. And then, oh, it smells so good. The Jeffree Star powder underneath my eyes. It poofed up a little bit and I was just like, I'm so hungry. This is nice. So I'm going to go into this pinky shade. And, ooh, that's nice. Okay, I always forget to take the peel off and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, of the mirrors, every time, without fail. Okay. So, like I said, this is my first time trying her shadows. I have her eyeliners and I really, really like those. I highly recommend her liners. But shadows, like I said, they're not cheap. Most of her other palettes I've never picked up because they're like all shimmers. So I think this is her first palette with shimmers and mattes, which I like. I will say I think some of these are more of shimmer toppers. We are going to use a shimmer, but I'm not in love with toppers. This is probably one of the first palettes where I'm really like, oh, I bought this for like the matte pastel-y type shades. So we will see, but I'm going to just do a quick demo and then I'll definitely do a new look tomorrow. I really wanted to use that greeny blue. Blues I don't love. Tealy green minty ones. So good. So good. There is a little bit of powder kick up in the pan. So I wish I had big eyelids to where I could like really blow this out more, but I don't love to go all the way up to my brow bone. It just doesn't, I feel like it's just not flattering on my eyes. But this is blending totally fine. Like there's no patchiness, like I like it. All right, and then we're just gonna do a shimmer on the lid. So I'm gonna pick up Dim. I'm gonna swatch it dry, or like try to put it on dry, and then I probably will get it wet. I will say it is expensive. The pan size are fairly large though. Like you're getting a good amount of product. I was a little worried, like, are these two colors gonna go together, you know? But I think it's fine. And two, that is one of the things I really like about Linda Hallberg. If you've never checked out like her tutorials, she definitely does not care what colors go with what. Like she mixes colors all the time that you wouldn't think go together, and she finds a way to make them look like stunning. I don't understand how she does it, but she does. So dry, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best shimmer. Like I'm not overly impressed here. I'll say that. But maybe we can wet it and make some magic happen. But I love this pink just blown out on the lid. I'm totally happy with that. But yeah, this was one where it kind of gave me Urban Decay Electric vibes, and I was like, I love that palette. I really am sad that they discontinued it, and I don't understand why they're not coming out with more of those, or like something like that. Then I'd be all about Urban Decay, but lately I have not bought any Urban Decay like palettes or shadows. I wanted to buy the Game of Thrones one because I am a fan, but I looked at the palette and I was like, I'm not going to use this. I don't ever store makeup on display. If I did, I probably would, but I don't have the space for that. So, all right. What? It's much better, and I love peachy shades. I feel like, I know I just did like a peachy look. This is not about the peach, okay? But now you guys can see what it looks like wet. So definitely much better wet. And I will do swatches and everything when we're done. So that's all I'm really going to do for that top lid. I really just want this blown out color. I'm going to wipe away the powder if I can find my brush. And I didn't have any fallout, so that was really nice. I didn't need the powder as much as I thought I was going to, but I'll show you guys up close. You can kind of see that there is powder kick up in the pan. I'm going to go right back into the Unknown shade. My eyes are a little bit stained right now from the Blood Sugar palette. And I feel like any of these ones, these are probably going to stain as well. I think that's just the nature of reds and pinks and purples. Like, they always stain. So in the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Illusion, which is like a silvery shift. I would have loved to have seen her include a white in here. I feel like white is a color that can be used so well with pastels, and for like brow bones and obviously like inner corner highlights, but especially with pastel-y colors, I would have really liked it if she had included one of those. But that's what that shade Dry. So that one for metallic is totally, it's nice. It doesn't really need to be wet, but we're gonna do it anyway just because. Why not? Ooh, that's intense. So she has the ability to do non-toppers. All right, I'm gonna do this eye, and then we're actually gonna try Unknown as a blush, and we'll do swatches and all that stuff. Okay, so last thing for the eyes, I'm gonna add a little bit of a cream shade just in the center. I only pop the like nude type liners more towards the center and front. If I go too far back, I don't know why, it just does something weird, but this just helps open up the eyes a little bit more. Woo! I used the Anastasia brow pencil for this. What is this? This is base 2 eyeshadow primer and color corrector. I don't use that for either one of those things. I use this beneath my brows and in my waterline, and it's like the perfect nude shade. Some of them I feel like have not worked out that well for me, but I love this in the waterline, and my eyes are super sensitive, and it doesn't break me out, so that is nice. All right, let's add some blush. So this might be way too much for this look, you know, because it's a lot of pink, which I'm not mad about. But we are going to take just the slightest, like, that's it. That's what I'm going to start with, because I'm a little bit scared. You guys know I'm not a huge blush person. Okay, yeah, I'm very glad I only did that much, because that's really not my jam. I just don't vibe well with a lot of blush. I just like the tiniest little flush on my cheeks. Maybe that's because I turn red in the sun, you know, it just doesn't look good. My face gets red. And then for highlights, because we cannot forget that. All right, and then for highlights, we are going to take this Hank & Henry in Miss Red Carpet, the loose side, because I wanted a pretty pinkish type shift. And I love this highlight. It's like, I mean, it's loose powder. You can wear as whatever you want, an eyeshadow or a highlight. The one thing I will say is this container is like so messy. I don't know if you guys can like see that mess sitting up top, but that's the one thing I would change about this. It's just impossible to keep it not messy. I open it and I lose so much freaking product everywhere. It's not, I get upset. I'm just like, I just dropped $3. Okay. Just a little bit right here. Alright, let's do some swatches. Okay, so I would say overall, this is a palette where it's just very personal preference. Obviously, like I said, I prefer my shimmers, you know, super intense, but I love the matte shades, so I will get a lot of use out of this. It just depends on what you have in your collection. I feel like I've warned you guys that the shimmers aren't what they should be, but I think that's just personal preference. Okay, so overall here are the swatches of the palette. I kind of layered up like this shade over the purple at the bottom. You can see like the mattes I think are the star of this palette. Like I said, this reminds me of Urban Decay Electric vibes, like pastels. I feel like they blended out perfectly. I didn't have fallout. You do get a lot as far as the product goes. I would say it's a little pricey for what it is. Not that the shadows are, I prefer my metallics to be super metallic. I am not really a topper type of gal, if you will. I like bam, shine in your face. So this is going to be very tailored towards what you like and prefer, I guess, because some people don't like that, you know what I mean? But for the mattes get like an A. Like I'm very happy with the matte and the shades she picked. I want to do a look with this blue. Like there's so much I could do with this palette. And I just like looks like this. I feel pretty and girly and dainty, and you know, I used to struggle with feeling like I needed to use every single shade in a palette, and I don't feel like that anymore. Like this is the perfect one where I'm just like, this is, I feel like you're not looking at me being like, oh my gosh, she has so much makeup on, but at the same time it's pretty makeup. Does that make sense? Like it's not full glam, but it's just that perfect, like I just feel good in this, you know, I just feel pretty. I feel so weird saying that. I feel pretty. But yeah, I wish the shimmers were a little bit more intense. This one definitely is. It does feel grittier, whereas the other ones feel nice and smooth. But I still would prefer this type shade with the other metallics. But yeah, if you're looking for something like this, I think you'd be super happy. But it's definitely that type of palette where you're going to love it or hate it. And it's not cheap. I wish that I love that the packaging is very minimal. It's very tiny. But $59, you're not getting, you know, you're getting a lot of product, but I would say it's definitely not in like the packaging quality. Like the design is pretty, it doesn't feel super cheap, but definitely not like $59 worth, you know? It's hard when you have like Jeffree Star's palettes that are $52 where you get a ton of shades and the packaging is amazing. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's all personal preference. Some people might like this simple look. I just try to cover everything I possibly can for you guys. And it's $64.50 on Beauty Bay. For some reason, it's cheaper on her website, but then it's $10 shipping. And you guys know how I feel about that. It's bushy. But yeah, guys, that is it for me. Please let me know if you have any questions, what you guys want to see next. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you like this. I would say, like, rating-wise, if I had to give this palette, I would say I'm going to go like 8 out of 10. That's what I'm going to go with, like 7.5 out of 10. It's not the best because of the shimmers, but it's definitely like, I love the matte so much that I can't, like, I still am very happy. So I hope it's not too like, does she like it or does she not, you know? I like it. There's things that could be improved. There we go. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.